Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Still City Commuters Podcast. I am Nicholas Brown. He is Austin Cairns, and we are back in the beautiful Media Hub in downtown Pittsburgh where all the action takes place. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Savannah Bananas, wrestling in Cleveland, and sports, and whatever else floats our minds because we go a lot off the tracks here already.
Yes, we do.
This episode is already a disaster. Anyways, joining us, Austin Cairns. I'm Nicholas Brown. We have a lot to talk about today, Austin.
Yes, we do, my friend.
It's Tuesday.
That's 2 weeks in a row that you have done the intro for Steel
The
City
intro's
Computers.
already collapsing, just like me. But anyways.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Come
It's
on.
Tuesday. It feels like it's going to be a short week, but we had off yesterday because of Labor Day.
Yes, we did.
And you were excited. Oh, yeah, we could throw that in there about Labor Day. You
Yeah,
had
we'll talk about Labor Day. I had a
awesome
great
day
experience.
at the parade downtown.
Yes.
Which I think, if I'm not wrong, isn't Labor Day one of the best turnouts that Pittsburgh always has for parades?
Absolutely, but this year's was relatively thin compared to other years. I was very surprised, very thin. This is the first time, because I marched in the parade every single year except for the COVID year since I was probably 4 or 5 years old, just because my dad, being a Teamsters affiliate, he is the president for local Teamster 636. And every year that we've marched, there's always been either a stall or a stop either on Grant Street or right at the Boulevard of the Allies to where like the parade's kind of backed up. There was no stoppage this year. This was the first year the parade actually flowed the entire way. And the reason why I know this is because there's usually a portage on right on Grant Street. And my sister, who was also in the parade, Bella, she had to use it really badly. So one of us always try and use that bathroom real quick and then try and catch up. But we usually don't have to catch up as far because we're stopped. This year, Bella had to practically sprint down Grant Street just to catch up with us before we made the sharp right on the boulevard. But no, this year, great turnout. We got up early, me, my dad, and my sister. We drove downtown. Unfortunately, my sister and I had to work afterwards. There's that for Billy English right there.
My dad and I.
My sister and I. I said it.
I don't know if you got the hint, but I was looking at you. I caught it immediately.
Yeah, I did a good job.
Yes.
Billy would be very proud of me.
My dad, my sister, and I.
Yes. We all decided to drive down the city because I had to actually leave a little sooner with my sister and I because we had to go to work at Friendly Paw Littles.
Fun.
It was fun. It was a nice night. I had to do training too, so we kind of just did whatever. I talked to you for a little bit too.
Yes.
But we went to Friendly Paws. Beforehand though, whenever we were downtown, my sister and I, there was this big food truck. I'm talking massive. And they give out stuff. They give out little bites. They give out donuts.
Are they a known food truck?
I forget the company. But
Every year, though, right?
It's every year. Every year. Me and Bella and I. Oh, see? There it is. There it is.
2 for 2 already.
No, that was only the first time. The first time I did get it correct.
Yes.
That was my first time messing up.
No, you messed up. And
No,
then
I caught
corrected.
No. I was right the first time. Go back and run the tape.
Go back and run
run the tape. But no, we decided to go and we graciously took about 6 bags of family-sized Takis, 27 little mini pound cakes, a couple bags of Little Bites, 2 cases of Propel water, a case of Diet Pepsi, and I think we also walked away with a honey bun. A single
Honey bun.
Yeah.
I haven't had one of them in a while. They still exist?
Yeah. Oh, and we also got 8 bags of donuts.
8?
8 of the big ones, like the powdered ones, the cinnamon ones. Phenomenal. But yeah, we had that. We also got to run in the Corey O'Connor, which was pretty cool. And not only that, former 2 Jagoffs guest, Councilwoman
Teresa Cal Smith.
Yes, Miss Councilwoman Smith. It was lovely seeing her. She was joking around saying like, "Oh, do you want to ride in the truck again with me?" But obviously the truck was filled with all of her snacks and Al's stuff, so we couldn't go with.
I can surely replace some snacks. I will fit myself right in there next year.
Oh, we had a whole garbage bag full of them. It was bad. But no, Labor Day parade was great. I unfortunately did not get to run in the Governor Shapiro again like I did last year.
He was there. We have confirmed that. So was Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis. I don't know if John Fetterman was there.
Probably not. He wasn't there last year.
I don't remember if his name was on the list. I could be wrong. But they were showing clips of last night on the 5 o'clock news. And you do make a good point. It did seem like a thin crowd.
It was very thin.
It wasn't like the packed streets and how they all have it set up.
The parade itself was condensed. Like, it was packed with people. I mean, you had the Baldwin School District and the marching band there. You had all the food trucks. You had all the unions. You had all the laborers. You had 239 was there. 636 was there. The tree company was there. There was a lot of different folks within the union that was there. I recognized a lot of them, and a lot of them recognized me too, which was pretty cool. But yeah, the parade itself, man, I mean, it was thin. Very fun time though. I'm glad to do every year. It's a great bonding experience with my dad and sister. I mean,
beautiful weather. That's also a nice part of it.
Weather was
At
great.
least this year.
I will say I was freezing my ass off in the morning. I was wearing layers. I had shorts, sweats, my Teamsters t-shirts, and a Pirates jacket on. So I was all bundled up in the morning, and then I started stripping halfway.
You were bundled.
I was bundled. What?
Bundled.
Yes, I was all bundled up.
I wasn't even cold for Savannah Bananas.
Okay, well, you try getting up at 5:30 in the morning when it's freezing downtown. It was cold.
Wow, why didn't you complain today? It was very cold, too, when you left the house.
It was very cold at Friendly Paws, but once I left there, it started to warm up, and now it's a nice, beautiful day outside.
Because I'm here. I just warm the environment.
Yeah, you warm it up.
I just warm it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a good transition, as we had a very busy weekend. The both Still City Commuters podcast hosts had a very busy weekend. I was down here locally for Savannah Bananas. You were across the border. You were in Cleveland, as you had some wrestling commentary and even visited our rival, the Browns Stadium.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it? What'd you make of wrestling?
Great time. I was invited by Casey War, wrestler from 880 Wrestling, to be the sole commentator for an event that was put on right outside of the Great Lakes Brewery on Market Avenue.
Oh, brewery. Oh, the alcohol. That's what willed him in.
Stop it.
That's what got him going.
Shut the hell up. But no, Casey invited me, and he wanted me to get more reps. Toddy Tondera also gave me some advice beforehand as well. Brandon St. James, love my friends over at 880 Wrestling. It was a great, great experience.
Did you drink afterwards, I'm guessing?
I only had a single alcoholic beverage. Only one, and I wasn't really the biggest fan of it. But I had one beer, and the only reason why I did it was because I didn't want to bother poor Kevin for the next 3 hours on the road back to Pittsburgh. But no, in all seriousness, it was a great time. The wrestlers there were amazing. Gannon Jones Jr., friend of two Jagoffs, was there. Duke Davis was there. MV Young, some guy named John.
No AP?
Clayton King, Reese Hayes. No AP. I'll see him on Saturday. But
okay, good.
No AP this weekend. But yeah, it was a great time. We left pretty early in the morning. We left at 8 a.m. actually to get on the road. We stopped at Bob Evans along the way because we needed some food before we got there. We parked. Kevin accidentally paid for parking for the next day too, so he was a little upset about that. But once we found our way over to Market Avenue, talked to all the wrestlers, got all set up. I did my little commentary notes before, and I called 6 matches.
Weren't you in the ring for a picture I saw?
I was. So before the show, I was just like, screw it, I want to get in the ring. So I just hopped in the ring, and I told Kevin, I was like, hey, Kevin, come here. And he's like, am I allowed? I'm like, you're with me, come on. So we took some pictures. Toddy took some pictures of us, and I just sat there, like literally, I had my legs folded. There's a picture of me that I posted on social media with my legs folded, and I said, life is better in the ring. And I got to be honest with you, sitting in the corner, right over by the turnbuckles, and just looking around at the ring, the world went silent for a minute. It really did. Like, the world went silent, and I'm like, I'm meant to be here. I'm meant to be doing stuff like this. I'm meant to be doing wrestling.
Oh, you're meant to be getting beat in the ring. Okay, got it.
Shut up. Let me be sentimental for once. But no, in all seriousness, like, it really, like, I had a dawning moment where I was like, wow, Austin, you actually, and I'm a very harsh critic of myself. Like, off camera, like, when we get personal now, you know that I'm always getting on myself. I always feel like I could be doing something better. I always feel like I can maybe take something to the next level. I sat in the ring and I actually gave myself the credit for once. I'm like, holy hell, Austin, what you've been working for is actually happening now. Like, you are about to call 6 matches of some Pittsburgh legends, some Cleveland legends, and just an all-around cool event that is helping people out, that is like doing something for a fan base. And it meant a lot to me knowing that I was a part of it.
You didn't get kicked off commentary?
I actually did not get kicked off commentary this time. Some guy named John, Reese, and Clayton got their ass handed to by TME and MV Young.
Ah.
Reese Hayes took a suplex, or delivered a suplex on a picnic table, which was intense. Gannon and Duke, I mean, they were just throwing Fairboy and John around. It was great. There was clips all over social media. I love seeing it.
I got to go back and look at some of them just because their asses were handed to them and their claims have been put down to them.
Yes, that is correct. John even tried going on Facebook saying, like, Austin, I'll kick you off commentary again next time.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. But Thursday Night Fights is rolling around the corner, and I may or may not be able to enjoy wrestling this Saturday, so who knows what's going to happen there. But no, Cleveland was a great experience. And to talk about the Brown thing, too, that was just real quick. You know me, I'm an avid sports lover, so I love being able to go to all different sports
and
stadiums.
Torment other team bases. And
well, actually, I got tormented, which is a funny story I'll get to in a second.
You got tormented?
I did get tormented by the Cleveland Greats.
I'm mad at that because that's my job. They're taking my job.
Yeah, they're taking your job. Well, it was simple. We drove by Progressive Field, which is the home of the Guardians. Then we drove by Rocket Arena, which is the home of the Cavaliers. Unfortunately, didn't get out because just due to the craziness of the city, we just decided to take pictures from the car. But it was still cool seeing it from a distance. And then the Browns Stadium was surprisingly only 5 minutes away. So after the event was over, I said bye to all the wrestlers, gave everyone hugs, gave everyone handshakes. And I got in the car with Kev, and we drove over to Cleveland Browns Stadium. And I got to tell you, man, it's actually shockingly a beautiful stadium. Huntington Bank Field is actually one to visit. It's right on the shoreline of Lake Erie. There's a lighthouse. It's an open stadium. They have Autogram right outside. And I actually cut a promo there, surprisingly. Tomorrow's Two Jagoffs promo is actually right in front of Cleveland Browns Stadium. So it was cool, but while we were in the midst of filming, I mean, we weren't really we were kind of noticeable because I'm in all black and yellow because I have a Pittsburgh Mullers jersey on. Because again,
boy.
I kind of wear, my gimmick with 880 is I wear a sports jersey. So I was in a Pittsburgh jersey. I had my yellow shoes on. Kevin's a goofball, so he's wearing his tuxedo tank top that he always famously wears. So Kevin's standing there holding the phone, about to record the promo with me. I'm right in front of Otto Graham. A bunch of Cleveland favorites are driving by. They're hotboxing their car. I see the smoke coming down the windows. And next thing you know, all I hear is, hey, you, go back to Pittsburgh. F Pittsburgh. They'd be like, Pittsburgh sucks. And I look over at them, and keep in mind, I'm not a Steelers fan. You know this. I know this.
You're a Cardinals fan.
I'm a Cardinals fan. So when the Browns fan is yelling at me at the window, go back to Pittsburgh, the Steelers suck. I look over at him, I'm like, I know, they do suck. And he's like, oh. He's like, well, go Browns. I'm like, no, they suck too.
Did you say go Cowboys? Go Cardinals?
No, well, they both suck too. They both suck too, but no. Yes. No.
95% chance of winning the Super Bowl.
My heart can't take it today. I had enough caffeine. My heart can't take it. But no, it was that was not the only time. There was multiple times we were just driving through the city, and I would look over to my right, and the car sitting next to me at the red light would be flicking me off and tell me to go F myself. But it was a lovely, lovely experience regardless. I still have fun in Cleveland. I would love to go back again. I talked to my cousin Jason. He actually has friends that live out in Cleveland and family out there. So I think we're going to try and plan a day where we actually go to a Browns game or a Cavaliers game this upcoming year.
Cavaliers? Wow.
Yeah, look at you with the Cavs.
Cavaliers.
I'm not going to lie. I don't mind the Cavs. Even though I'm a Milwaukee Bucks fan, I don't mind them at all because I'm a big fan of Donovan Mitchell. Love Mitchell. I love Mobley. I love Allen. Darius Garland, that's my guy right there. But prime LeBron days were Cleveland days. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Miami was awesome too, but he's known for his Cleveland in Miami days.
Let's talk Savannah Banana.
Yes, I was actually just about to bring that up. You, my friend, since you gave me a great intro, I'm going to give you a great intro now.
Ooh.
You had the opportunity of working Savannah Bananas. First of all, how did this opportunity come up for you? And I already know the story, but I want you to share a story. How did this opportunity come up? And share your experience. What was it like?
There was an email that was sent late Monday night last week. Mm-hmm. I think it was by you. You actually sent the email to Lucas and I.
Yes.
And you said this would be a great opportunity. You should apply. I encourage you to do it. So I looked at the job description. First, I didn't even know who Savannah Banana was. I thought it was some kind of concert. I'm thinking, what the hell am I going to a concert for? Then I had to get into the crux of this and say, well, Savannah Banana, it's like this is the easy way I put it. It's the Harlem Globetrotters just in baseball terms.
Yep.
And so I said, this would be very interesting. And I was looking through the job description, and it said you could either be scanning tickets, standing in a banana costume, or you could be selling merch. And so I said, okay. And so I decided to take the opportunity to look at the job description, see what the pay was. And I said, I think I'm meant for this. So I applied, and within like a day, they replied back, and they said, you are hired. You're going to be getting in a group fan or group me, talk about the details. And so I was like, this is going to be a really cool gig. So I ended up working Saturday from noon to 11:30 at night. It was incredible. It was a long day. The weather was absolutely beautiful because I stated multiple times, if it was 90 degrees, I surely would not have done it. But it was incredible to see Savannah Bananas, to sell the merch, to make money, to hang out with other college students, Slippery Rock. Who else? Point Park students. A lot of Point Park students did it. And all the different colleges, not even around Pittsburgh, but just around our area. Mm-hmm. It was an incredible experience selling the merch, getting to watch a little bit of Savannah Bananas, actually getting to just say, have a good night to some of the players as we were packing up. And the one, I don't remember who it was, but it was like tailgaters, and then there was a few players. We were walking down the hallway because at PNC Park, you had to tear down Saturday night. So we were pushing a lot of the equipment. So I passed a few of them in the hall on the first floor, and I said, have a good night. They were like, thanks, big dog. See ya. Like, that's really cool. It was an incredible day. It was just amazing. The weather, the weather plays perfect. Plus, it was Pitt Duquesne Day. So there was a lot of activity going on down here. A lot of fans. 40,000 people Saturday night. Mm-hmm. It beat 38,000 Friday night. Mr. Beast was in town Friday night. So I'm a little sad that I didn't do Friday night.
I know, me too.
But one day, Saturday, was incredible. So thankful for the opportunity. Really just goes to show a lot of the skills that are put into place on how to be talking to people, how to introduce yourself, how to retell experience. it's something that it's an incredible moment I'll never forget. And I can't wait till they're back in Pittsburgh if you're ever on the waiting list for tickets, because it's like a year in advance. Very hard to get tickets.
So you're glad you did it.
I did. I'm glad I did it. It's a good experience.
Very good experience.
You get to network. You're networking. You're connecting.
Which is why, and I don't want to take the credit for it because I'm going to give you all the credit because you're the one that went out there and you did the hard work. But I do want to just give myself a small pat on the back if that's okay with you. Just because whenever I first saw the email, this is how it came up. I'm a big email checker. I check my email multiple times a day. I was just doing it before we start recording. And I got that email. And usually those kind of emails I just throw in my delete box. Like if it has nothing to do
delete.
Yeah, if it doesn't encourage me, like I'll look at it, but if I don't like it, whatever. And I looked at it and I was like, okay, it's offering Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Thursday?
Yeah, because of setting up.
Oh, yes.
So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday was what they were paying. And I looked at it and I was like, well, I can't do Thursday because I'm doing Thursday night fights. I can't do Saturday because I'll be in Cleveland, Ohio. And Friday, as much as I would love to do it, the shifts are long and brutal, and there would be no way that I would have been able to wake up as early as I did for Cleveland and do my Cleveland gig. So I was looking out for myself there. And thank God I did, because I was also exhausted from the night before from Thursday night fights. I couldn't do 2 wrestling events and a Savannah Bananas all 3 days in a row. I would probably...
Too much.
Way too much. I was already exhausted after just the 2 wrestling events. So I was trying to give myself a mental health reset. But I looked at it and I was like, this is an amazing opportunity for college students. This really is, because the Savannah Bananas, like you said, they're like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. Not only that, they take sports and entertainment and they intertwine it. And I'll tell you right now, as someone who's in the professional wrestling business, which is quite literally the biggest sports entertainment phenomenon, it's not even debatable. Professional wrestling is the best sports entertainment gig that's going on right now. Savannah Bananas is right there up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Savannah Bananas can take the perfect match of, okay, this is baseball, this is sports, but let's mix it with the entertainment side of things. It's a fun family night out. It's not that expensive.
It's reasonable.
It's reasonable. And on your end, on the working side of it, yeah, you're getting paid money. It's long shifts, which that kind of sucks, but throughout the process, you're meeting new people that's your age, maybe a little older. You're making a face. You're shaking hands with possible future employers, and you get to say that, yes, I worked for the Savannah Bananas, who is globally known right now, at PNC Park, which is internationally known, and you get to put that on your resume. Not many people can say they did that.
No.
Everybody last couple of days can say they did that, but not too many. It's one way of putting yourself above others. So when I saw that, I was like, damn it, I can't do it. You can, and I try encouraging Lucas to do it too, but Lucas, giant eagle, unfortunately, so he couldn't do it hit those days. But I encouraged both of you. I said, you guys would be fools if you passed this up. I said, I'm upset with myself that I can't do it, but I physically would not have been, it was not physically feasible for me to do it. So as your friend, I'm proud of you, dude. That's awesome. I'm
Stepping
glad
out of my comfort zone. Something I typically don't do. You know that.
And guess what? That's what you need to do in our careers. We have to take ourselves out of the comfort zone. And I knew it would. And I figured, I was like, this is going to help you and Lucas and other students of your guys' age more than anything, because that's big. Like the wiffle ball tournament, I'm not a wiffle ball guy. I played in my backyard growing up, but that's really about it. But guess what? It took me out of my comfort zone. It taught me something new, and I'm blessed I did.
You got to meet new people.
Exactly. I met so many new people. And guess what? Some of those people I met from the wiffle ball tournament has got me gigs and jobs now.
Yes. Again, everything eventually connects in a career.
It does. And that's why when I saw that, I was like, Nick, Lucas, whoever else, do it, damn it.
Can I just say, and I don't want to take shots at Bob Nutting or PNC Park. I think this is a great opportunity to bring this up.
Oh, God.
I was baffled by some of the food prices at the stadium Saturday night.
Yeah.
We had the opportunity for a break to go get food, and I love chicken and Pete's. I don't ever have an issue with chicken and Pete's. But they were not selling chicken tenders and fries as a combo. They were selling them as 2 different items. Water was outrageous, $7.50 some. I was just baffled that the burger place, I'm trying to think, what's the burger place inside PNC Park next to Chicken and Pete's?
I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
They were selling the chicken tenders and fries as a combo. But the drinks, ridiculously overpriced. Still $8 for what you would normally pay at the Pirates game and get the souvenir cup, and the cups are half that. I'm baffled by this. $60,000 for the 50-50. 60. You're lucky you get $27,000 for 50-50 at a Pirates game. I think, and this is only my thoughts, you can take this with a grain of salt, Savannah Banana needs to come to Pittsburgh and just take over PNC Park. They would surely bring in a hell of a lot more money than Bob Nutting and the Pirates will, because Savannah Banana is just hilarious to watch. It's pure commentary. And tickets are $35.
It's a fun family night out. It really is.
And you don't have to go to the resale value of $411.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. But Savannah Banana, I don't remember the last time we had 40,000 people at PNC Park. Surely it wasn't for the Pirates.
Well, that's accurate. I was going to say Sabrina Carpenter or Taylor Swift, probably, because
yes,
they bring the big bucks.
They bring the big bucks. But even at Acrisure Stadium, because it was Pitt and Duquesne this weekend, and this is a good transition to this topic, 56,000 at Acrisure Stadium Saturday.
That's a lot of people.
In pure afternoon. The city is surely reviving, but it surely isn't because of the Steelers. It surely isn't because of the Pirates. It surely isn't because of the Penguins. It's because of Pitt. It's because of college football. And it's because of Savannah Banana's pure commentary, pure baseball commentary, athletical ability to watch someone on stilts that are 12 feet tall pitching and dancing.
I think WWE almost brought in 15 to 20 the PPG Paints. And keep in mind, PPG Paints isn't even fully sold out because half the arena's cut off because of the backstage areas. So
Exactly.
it just shows like the outside entities are bringing in more than the ones that's actually residential.
Is it just me, or is it just like there's a new way of thinking of how to bring people into Pittsburgh? Because at one point you could argue, and there was some debate about this, Pittsburgh felt empty ever since COVID. Nobody, like, back to the office is surely happening. But in essence of being down here every day, it's been empty. There's not that much traffic. There's not that much bumper to bumper. Yeah, traffic is bad. But I feel like ever since COVID, the office space, the retail space, they're flocking to new cities. Yeah. And Pittsburgh surely isn't revitalizing. I don't know. I feel like Savannah Banana and Pitt and Duquesne on the one weekend, if you think about this and you combine both attendances, that's 90,000 in one day.
That's big.
I don't think Pittsburgh has ever seen that outside ex-COVID, ex-Steelers and Pirates combined, ex-this combined. To have two outside arena sports teams. I mean, yes, Pitt's downtown, but I'm talking the Main, because we really don't classify Pitt as Main. You know what I mean?
Well, they're college, yeah.
Right. I just, 90,000 in the city of Bridges, the Still City?
I will say the one unfortunate thing is it's not going to last long for Pitt. The only reason why it was so packed was because the two universities do play here in Pittsburgh, so the commute was much easier. Wait till next week against Central Michigan. I guarantee you those numbers are going to go down a lot.
But they never have played Pitt and Duquesne together since 1939, I think the stat was.
Yeah, and I think Pitt actually lost that game, if I'm not mistaken. Or did they win it? The one in 1939.
That's a good question. I don't remember.
I don't either. But anyway, long story short, if we want to talk about Pitt and Duquesne now.
61-9?
Are we surprised? I guess 60. What I guess? I said 65-6. That was my prediction. So
Duquesne sleeping over there?
I mean, there are a P5 schools, so they're not even a Power 5 school.
Right. But I'll tell you the amount of Pitt fans that overtook the North Shore this weekend.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, no, hail to Pitt. I mean, I don't have many expectations. Most people know that I'm
Pat Narduzzi.
I'm not an avid Narduzzi supporter. I do respect the hell out of him for what he did, bringing us an ACC championship a couple years back with Kenny Pickett. But outside of that, the team has been a complete train wreck. I still can't fathom the fact that you started 7-0 last year and then lost your last 6, one of them being the bowl game to Toledo, which made me want to rip my hair out of my scalp. They never recovered from that SMU loss. So Pitt has a long way to go this year. They have a lot of big matchups. They play Notre Dame this year. They play the University of Miami this year. They have a game against Louisville, Boston College. They got Central Michigan this weekend, which should be an easy 2-0 win. I would be very disappointed if Pitt did not at least put up 30 in this game. Outside of that, though, I like Holstein. Desmond Reed, you can argue, is the best running back in the country. I'm a big fan of Desmond Reed. The receiving room has surprisingly gotten better. The defense has always been incredible under Narduzzi, but the schemes and the formations is what I always question. The thing is, too, when you're running like a 2-3 defense, Nick, well, you want to have one outside guy and one blitz guy. And with Pitt, sometimes it feels like they don't ever bring the blitz guy in when it matters most. Because on third down, what do you want to do? You want to blitz the hell out of them.
Yeah.
You want to go all out. It feels like Narduzzi
and they don't. They hold back.
They'll send 3 guys. You can't just send 3 guys for a blitz. You got to send 4 or 5. And it feels like Pitt holds them back. And then they do this weird zone scheme where they have 2 linebackers here and they drop the safety. But guess what? They only need 3 yards. So why are you dropping the safety? You need to defend that first down marker, but they don't. But that's besides the point.
It's the Pitt Blitz 2.0.
Yes, it's a story that every year, like I have season tickets for Pitt, so I'm sitting right there front row, right behind the Jumbotron, and I'm just like, come on, Narduzzi. I can see it from my seats with all these drunk people, and you can't see it on the sideline.
Are there any players from Pitt that the NFL should be watching?
Desmond Reed. Desmond mother-loving Reed. I am a big fan of him.
And he is welcome on this podcast in 2 Jags.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I've been a big fan of Pitt running backs. I mean, the list goes on of the greats. LaShawn McCoy. We've had James Conner. Israel Abanikanda. But nobody, and I mean nobody, is doing what Desmond Reed's doing right now. Obviously, I don't want to disrespect Tony Dorsett either. Tony Dorsett was a legend.
Right.
Best running back in Pitt history. But right now, Desmond Reed is one of the fastest, most electric, most dominant players that I have seen in a long time. He is going to make some noise and headway and waves. If Abanikanda would have stayed another year, I feel like he would have been much higher. Unfortunately, he's a practice squad third string guy, but I have hope in him. Connor, I mean, look at what he did with Pittsburgh. Look what he's doing right now with Arizona. He is phenomenal. LaShawn McCoy, Hall of Famer in my opinion. Tony Dorsett, already both an NFL and college Hall of Famer. So he is definitely the guy the NFL should be watching out for. A lot of people say Holstein, the quarterback. I still feel like he's massively underdeveloped, but let's not forget he was a Saban quarterback. He was like a 7th string in Alabama, then worked his way up into the backup roles, and now he's the starter at Pitt. If developed correctly, which we have seen Narduzzi develop Pitt quarterbacks, if he's developed correctly, I could see him in the league, but not much more than a Kenny Pickett role, in all honesty.
You think Steelers should draft him? You think Steelers are in need of...
They're in need of a quarterback, but not Holstein. There's much better options going in the next year. I mean, there's an Arch Manning that you could always go after. I don't know if Sellers from South Carolina, if is going to go or not. There's a couple other names out there floating around.
But keep an eye on Desmond.
Keep an eye on Desmond. You better have the magnifying glass right there up against Desmond Reed. Yes, he's small. He is a little undersized, but he is very good.
What's his class right now? Is he a sophomore, senior?
I think he's a junior.
Junior. So he has still some time to develop, but
he could easily declare for the draft this year and be a 2nd or 3rd round running back easily.
So definitely keep an eye on him
for sure.
Where do you think he ends up? I know this is a hot take. This could be a hot take. This is Austin's hot takes.
Austin's hot takes. Where does Desmond Reed end up?
Where do you think he ends up? Do you think
where does he end up, or where does he best fit?
I'll take both. Where do you think he ends up, and then where do you think the best fit is?
I have a feeling he's going to end up with a team that doesn't really need a running back, and he's just going to join an already crowded room like a Seattle, who already has K9 and Charbonnet. Knowing the Jets, they love Pitt running backs, so I could see them trying to grab him, Buffalo. But the team that I think that Desmond Reed would work best for is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa? Alcase team.
One of his teams, yeah. The reason why I say that is I do like Bucky Irving, but outside of Bucky, the running back room is pretty thin. They have an all-star receiving core with Ibuka, Evans, and Godwin. Baker has proved himself to be a solid starting quarterback. The offensive line is amazing with Wirfs and those guys. The defense is pretty better, and they have a Pitt connection there with Kalasha Kancey on defense. A lot of Pitt scouts are actually in the Tampa Bay room now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have a Bucky Irving, Desmond Reed, 2-headed monster at running back in Tampa Bay. I would love to see that.
Where do you think the season goes for Pitt and Duquesne this year?
Duquesne's not going to win any more games, probably. And if they do, it's going to be against schools as nobody. Duquesne's not really a notable college, so it's kind of hard to say. Pitt, I don't see them winning more than 6 games. I see them right at that 5-7, 5-7-6-6. That's where I see them at. 5-7-6-6. They're going to win a couple games. They should beat Central Michigan this week. I could see them beating Louisville. Boston College is 50-50. They're not going to beat Notre Dame or Miami, unfortunately, especially after what we just saw Miami do to Notre Dame.
You don't think any upsets happen this year with Pitt?
Louisville would be the biggest upset, in my opinion. I do have them win that game. It's so hard because they're such an unproven team. They're a good team, but they're an unproven team. They can make noise, but let's not forget, there's still Louisville in this division. There's still Boston College. Miami is a monster. Virginia Tech could upset anybody at any point.
Oh, Virginia Tech, the Hokies.
Yeah, I mean, they got blown out this past week, but that's okay.
Did they?
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was bad. North Carolina, I'm disappointed in Bill Belichick because he got blown out by TCU. TCU blew him out of the water. I think it was like 36-7 or something like that, but it was bad.
Come on, Bill.
But Bill Belichick's still the greatest coach of all time, besides Saban, so I will still argue that. But yeah, it was not a good weekend for ACC teams, unless you're Pitt.
Well,
and Miami.
I think this is a good transition. There's still a few more topics we want to get to.
I like how you're leading the episode today. I haven't had to do anything. This is like a Nicholas Carey's, because Lucas Carey's on 2 Jaguars. This is like a Nicholas Carey's.
Pretty soon it's going to be a Nick Brown and Lucas Carey's on the New Management podcast.
Oh, Lord.
Anyways, I see that you're all dressed up today. I'm curious. What's going on? Did I miss something?
I am dressed up today. What do you think of the fit?
It's a decent shirt. I'm not a fan of the material. I am like...
But the shirt itself's nice.
Shirt itself.
Can I pull it off?
Yes.
Okay.
With the blue jeans and the black,
Okay.
But I'm just not a big fan of those shirts.
That's fair. I'm not a big fan of this material.
The material, do you have a t-shirt on under it?
I have a beater underneath.
Okay,
yeah.
that's with me. Those type of shirts I always have.
Yeah, I always have something underneath.
It reminds me of a Pirates t-shirt that we got for one of the t-shirts nights that it's like a button down. I'm just like the material. I'm like, yeah, that's not my...
No, you like more the dry fit stuff.
Yeah, like this material. And then like even the long sleeves too. I don't like that scratchy, itchy feeling.
I fully agree with you on that. That's why I have to have something underneath. But no,
I see you're dressed up. Do you want to kind of sneak peek? You want to kind of tease what's coming up on 2 Jagoffs?
Yes. So this is actually not the only episode that was recorded today. Today is actually Tuesday, September 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, today is Tuesday, September 2nd at the time of this recording. We always record a day before. And I may or may not have had our Sunday interview actually come in moments before we did our Steel City
in
episode.
person.
In person. We had an in-person interview. And we'll talk about the Zoom one, too. That was a good one.
Oh, yes. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there next. But the interview that I had today, I can't reveal names, unfortunately. A lot of people has asked me today. I almost got media presence and all kinds of stuff.
Well, I am the media presence, so we can always...
It was kind of crazy because Point Park wanted to send people down. That was a whole mess.
Let's just say...
Long story short, let's just say you don't want to miss 2 Jagoffs this Sunday. There's a promo. I'll be posting some pictures. You came down and met him as well. There's your only hint. It's a him.
It is a him.
It is a him. He is within the sports world, you can say, but I'm going to leave it at that.
Oh, no more hints.
No more hints from Austin Cairns. He is in the sports world. He's a very notable name here in Pittsburgh. You probably heard of him several times. But yeah, no, it's a very fun episode. I think we got a little under an hour. I think it was 55, 56 minutes was what we wrapped up at. And I got to say, we had a great conversation about his career. Obviously, we talked about his favorite restaurants because, that's the 2 Jaguars fan.
Oh, the foodie question.
I think we even mentioned it in the promo too. And yeah, it was a great time. It was a really good time. This week is a great week for content because we're doing a laid back episode on Steel City. 2 Jagoffs tomorrow, which time of this posting, so on Thursday. It's going to be our week 1 predictions finally.
I'll actually be behind the scenes.
You'll be behind the scenes for that. And then big interview.
I'm going to be getting the Derek stare from Alke.
Yes, you will be. Shout out to Derek and Katie, by the way.
Yes. But, I always say but, this is a big name.
Yes.
Let's just say you can't miss this interview.
No, you cannot. If you miss this interview, you are a fool.
I will be watching later Sunday and giving you my thoughts as always. But I always say media people look bigger, like, in general.
Yeah.
He was a bit taller.
Yeah. A little bit taller.
I can't reveal too much.
Can't reveal too much now.
But
we can talk about the other guests.
Yes, you had a very special guest on 2 Jagoffs this week, Representative Dan Deasy. Mm-hmm. This was a Zoom interview, so time constraints and all that fun stuff. But Dan is a labor union. I caught that, some of the clips. Dan was really good. Talked a little bit about, the legacy. You want to kind of share how you got to Dan, why you had Dan on, and what you think the goal of that episode was.
So the main goal, obviously, for a lot of people who haven't caught on by now, the reason why I have so many politicians on, I want Governor Josh Shapiro. I've been very vocal about it. I would love to have an interview, sit down one-on-one with Mr. Shapiro. I feel like he can provide good insights. I don't care if it's here at the Media Hub. I don't care if it's all the way in Harrisburg. Hell, we can even do it at my grandma's house at 2 Jagoffs headquarters if we really wanted to. But no. In all seriousness, the reason why I do the politician interviews, it's another way of putting myself out there. I do have a small passion for the political field and for presidential history, so getting to know the leaders that we elect a little bit and hearing their backstory and what their agenda is, it's always cool, and I feel like they can share some great insight on the things that actually is affecting our lives in real time. So it's always cool to sit down and talk to them. But this interview pretty much came about as most of my political interviews do. My dad said, hey, I have a politician. Would you like to talk to him? And I did some research on him, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like he can add something to the podcast. And that's the way I critique myself. I want to know, will they add something to the podcast? I don't care if you're as notable as a Donald Trump or a Joe Biden, or if you're not as notable as a student here at Point Park. I want to know, will you add something to this podcast? Because just because you're notable, I might not want you on. I want to know, are you going to add something for my listener?
Oh, yes, of course, me.
So if you've been on Two Jagoffs, I feel like deep down inside, you could have added something.
I've been on Two Jagoffs, so yes, I do deep down add something. Perfect.
So Dan Deasy, I feel like added a lot of great insights. Unfortunately, this was one of our shorter interviews, not the shortest, but one of. It was only 25 minutes long. And it was due to A, Zoom time constraints, and B, that was a crazy day. I had Thursday night fights. I had 2 meetings. I had my interview with Brendan was also later that day, actually. So literally, I did the Deasy interview at home. I came downtown. I was actually in the same college, if you couldn't tell. And I came downtown to the Brendan interview. But I was exhausted that day, so that interview was tough. But I still feel like it turned out really well, and we talked a lot in 25 minutes. You can learn a lot within those 25 minutes. So I don't think it was a bad interview, but I will say going forward, to all my future guests, please try and come down here in the Media Hub. This is the most convenient. I feel like I get a better vibe when we're in person. But Zoom...
You get to stare at him, too.
I'm all for Zoom if there's obviously travel issues. Like Tyler Palco, he's in Kansas City.
Right.
I'm not expecting Tyler Palco to hop on a plane and get his ass to Pittsburgh, so...
Right. But I think in person creates a very different environment.
It does.
You can kind of get the flow of the convo.
Yes.
And you can also kind of get the feel of how this person does one-on-one, how their body language is, because I think everything kind of talks about it. But can you, is Dan on any committees? I listened to a lot of the episode, but I want to kind of turn the floor over because you did the interview. Is Dan on any notable committees, any notable bills that we should be paying attention for?
He does a lot within the Crafton area, so like Crafton, Mount Lebanon.
So he knows who Teresa Kell Smith is.
He knows who Teresa Kell Smith is. They're like neighbors, actually, within districts. But yeah, the one thing that I would say the most that we talked about in that episode is we didn't really go into the committees he's on as much. Okay. So I'm not as familiar with all the committees, but the one thing that we did talk about that I feel like people should check out was the big PRT discussion we had. Because
my favorite.
That was a conversation we had here on the podcast. And right around the time that I shot the Dan Deasy interview was actually right around the time when the whole bus routes were changing and all the PRT changes were going on. So I wanted to get an elected official's opinion on, even though he may not be as involved with the PRT.
He still has a good saying because the funding.
The funding, exactly. And he shared some great insight to it. I don't want to reveal too much because I feel like everybody should go check it out.
Check the episode out.
Go check it out, which is doing great numbers, by the way. But no, it was a great time. He really shared some good insight on it, and I did learn a lot. I was pretty surprised with the expertise. I didn't expect him to know as much as he did with that. But as soon as I asked him, I was like, "What about the PRT?" He was like, "Oh yeah, let me tell you about the PRT, Austin." So the funding with this, and then he started going on. I was like, "Wow, okay, this is actually really cool."
I think as the time of this recording, the funding still has not been passed.
It is not.
It's dwindling. Time is dwindling.
It is.
Funding is dwindling.
It's a question we have to ask so many elected officials.
And can you reveal any more elected officials that are going to be coming up on Two Jagoffs?
I actually don't know if we have any major politicians coming up. I know that
I am running for mayor of Pittsburgh, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
I know we have a couple of wrestlers coming up, which those are always the fun interviews. You know, I love my wrestlers. I do have a very big name in Pittsburgh that I don't want to reveal right now. Bigger than the one that's coming up this Sunday, actually. That'll be coming on in October. I'll tell you off camera. You know who it is.
Yes.
There's a couple of other household names that's coming on. I'm 90% sure I don't have any major ones planned, but I'm going to do my best to get some more elected officials on.
I think this is a good discussion and a good time to talk about when you say household names. There's a lot of questions that I get that people listen to. They don't understand the term household name. What do you, Austin Cairns, and the Two Jagoff team classify as household names?
Household names is someone that if I say their name, you at least have some sort of an idea of who they are.
Oh, you know who I am then.
So if I say Bill Hillgrove.
Oh, legendary sports broadcaster.
Exactly. If I say a Rob King.
Oh, I know Rob.
If I say a Robbie Zbikowski.
Hey, former Pirates insider reporter.
Exactly. If I say John Chesney. I just made that name up. Who the hell is John Chesney? Right. That's the difference between a household name. Household and notable names, I feel like, are the same tier. Like they're pretty much the same.
I'm notable and a household. Perfect. We've made that clear.
If you want to define yourself as both household and notable, yes. But no, household names, it's, again, not every guest that was on Two Jagoffs was household names. And this is no disrespect to any of my private guests, but a lot of the people that's around our age, like my buddy Kevin. Nobody knows who the hell Kevin is.
Correct.
Matt Plangy and Bryn Reese. I love them to death. They're going to be notable when they eventually get in their career.
They're notable here at Point Park.
They're notable here at Point Park. But they're not a household name in the sense if I go up to someone in the industry and I say, hey, do you know this person? They might have an idea of who they are, but they don't know who they are. But if I were to go up to them and say, do you know who Roger Lenhart is? They're going to be like, yes, I know Roger Lenhart.
7-time Emmy Award winner.
Bingo. But the reason that loops us back to the conversation we had earlier with two jagoffs, I feel like the people that I bring on will add something. And Matt and Bryn, they're going to be there. They're going to be right there with me and you in our careers down the line because they have that same drive as we do. Kevin's my guy. He's my buddy. That was just a goofy interview. So I love you to death, Kev, but you're not going to be anywhere near the media.
So is Sunday's interview exclusive?
I mean,
because I don't think this person does many podcasts outside of their job.
He does not. He's done a few. And again, I don't want to reveal too much.
So I'm watching what I say. But this is an exclusive, not only for two jagoffs, but I think for the whole industry. Because when you have someone who comes
This is big.
on,
This is really
big. When you have someone that comes on that doesn't do podcasts, that steps outside their comfort zone, that is big because you're putting out on the market that this person is ready to do longer form conversations.
Yes.
That wants to appear on other forms of media. So for you to kind of score this interview,
it's a big plus for two jagoffs.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, two jagoffs, and I don't mean to sound cocky when I say this, has been on a roll. I don't mean to take Alabama's catchphrase, but I feel like I deserve to after that ass kicking that they got handed to in week 1. Roll Tide for two jagoffs because two jagoffs, and Steel City's on the way eventually too, because we have a lot of guests lined up.
It really doesn't matter because I'm part of two jagoffs. So even when you sound cocky, it's like, who cares? Because I'm part of two jagoffs.
It's a win.
My contract has finally been renewed. I am happy to report that.
Oh, wow. That's good to know. Breaking news here in two jagoffs. But no, I will say this. Two jagoffs is on a rule in the sense that I'm starting to get recognized a lot of different places for this podcast.
Are you now?
Very much so. Not this podcast. Steel City. Steel City's on the way. But two jagoffs, I mean, I don't remember if you remember this or not. First day of Fability's class, whenever we were introducing ourselves and we were going through and I was telling about like, okay, I do pro wrestling, I do this, I do that. And then I was like, I host a podcast called Two Jagoffs. And he's like, what's the name of it? And I'm like, and correct me, and you can vouch for me. You were there. I was like, the name is Two Jagoffs. And he went, oh, yeah, I've heard about that before.
Yes.
And I was like, wait, what? How? Because we've never met.
Correct.
Me and Fability's never met. You and Fability's never met.
But you have to keep in mind who Fabili is. He is a household name when it comes to DJing.
And that's the exact point I want to bring up.
Yes.
He's a household name that knows what Two Jagoffs is. That just goes to show that when we do content like this and episodes like I just did that's going to come out on Sunday, you never know who's listening.
You don't.
There's people that I've gone up to now in my career, and I'm saying my career like I'm established. I'm not established. I'm still working my way there. But within my path to my career, I'll say it like that. On my path to my career, I've gone up to people and introduced myself that I've never met before. I've never laid eyes on this human being. I said, hi, I'm Austin Cairns. Nice to meet you. And I'll be like, I host a podcast. I'd be like, Two Jagoffs. And I'd be like, you know my podcast. Same thing with the pro wrestling commentary. Oh, yeah, I've seen you at IWC. I've seen you at 880. That's a little scary because I'm used to being the shy kid that nobody knew anything about.
Oh, not this again.
Go back to Mr. G's interview.
Oh, Mr. G, please. I really want to know what Austin Cairns you know. Because there's a different one next to me right now.
And the other one is, wow, I'm doing something right. And that's when you know you're doing something right.
Are you? I'm just kidding. Wow. We'll be teasing something else. I think this is I like how I'm controlling this episode too.
You're doing a good job with the flow. I haven't had to come in yet and be like, wait, no, let's do this.
I think this is a great transition to talk about Point Park's Sideline, their sports show.
Yes.
And how I was name dropped out of the thin air.
Can I share the story?
Sure, because you're the one that called me up.
Do you mind? Should I go off camera? Nah, well, I'll just quote it.
You should quote it. Come on, you have to quote the great Matt Palangi.
The legendary Matt
Palangi. The legendary who actually I'm sitting in his chair right now. So,
sorry.
Matt, if you're watching or listening, I'm here and I'm ready to take on your battle.
Ooh, Cowboy versus Cowboy fan. I smell the blood.
Do you think I'm steaming up? You see any smoke coming out?
I do. It's like the old cartoons where the smoke's coming out of your ears and going up in the air. But yeah, no. I was at work. It was on Labor Day, actually. Not to quote Tim McGraw, it was Labor Day weekend. I was 17, so that's a good song. But
I've been quoting that all weekend. You should know that.
Yes, something like that. Shout out to Tim McGraw. But I was I was at work. I was at Friendly Paws, and I happened to reach out to Matt Palangi because I usually on like Sunday nights, Monday morning, I like to try and plan out my week, kind of have an idea of, okay, I'm going to do a meeting this day, podcast this day. You know how my brain's all scrambled.
Yes.
It was weird this week, though, because Saturday I was in Cleveland. Sunday, I kind of didn't do anything.
Monday was Labor Day.
And then Monday was Labor Day, but I also was out and about doing stuff. And I closed, which I usually never close on Friendly Paws. I usually open, but I closed, actually, with my sister and a new trainee that we had. So I decided to text Matt because I was starting to figure things out because we had some dead time. And I was like, hey, Matt, when are we doing the big sideline meeting? There's a big sideline meeting that's going to be going on where it's like going over the whole semester, passing out assignments for the first week. Of course, I'll be making my return. You'll be hopefully making your debut.
What? Debut?
And I reached out to him. I said, yeah, when is it? And he confirmed the time for me. I said, cool, I appreciate it. And out of nowhere, he texted me privately, one-on-one. He was like, yeah, so you bringing Nicholas Brown? Is Nicholas Brown going to pull up? And I said, that's actually a great question. I'm going to try and get him to pull up. But I also am going to try and bring our buddy Lucas as well, because Lucas may be interested in doing behind the scenes and camera.
Yes.
That's the career he wants to get into. So then out of nowhere, and keep in mind, that was the end of the conversation. He said, okay, cool, gotcha. Out of nowhere, I get another text from Matt, but this time it's in their group meet chat.
Great. That we're, many people know.
Well, everybody that's involved in sideline is
yes.
that. And pretty much everyone that's in the sports comm and broadcast
know each other.
Major. Yeah, everyone's in there. And I get tagged in as Austin Cairns, you totally should be bringing Nicholas Brown. Ryan Quinn even wants to see him there. Our buddy Ryan Quinn, who came on Steel City, good old Louisville. And I responded saying, oh God, if we bring Nicholas Brown to the sideline, it's going to turn in the first take because we're going to be debating the whole time.
Yes.
And then Matt Palangi said, Ryan Quinn said, but there's a 95% chance.
And that's...
And then Matt goes, actually, it's a 94% now that Mike is gone. And I said, oh, good God, 95%, you guys are going to give me a heart attack.
But he says that I rage bait.
Yeah, oh, that was the other thing. He did say that you rage bait, yeah.
Matt, what the hell's wrong with you? I know Matt's listening. I know other people are listening. What the hell's wrong with you that I rage bait?
I mean, you kind of do.
No, I don't.
Matt caught a point.
Matt does not have no valid point. You pull the clips where I rage bait. I'll wait.
Just run the first 35 episodes of Steel City Commuters and you got
I will be waiting here until Christmas of next year.
Professional rage baiter.
I'm not. I just tell you like it is. I give you my arithmetics. I give you my stats. I give you my thoughts of the day. And if you don't like it, well, that's not my issue. I'm just presenting you the facts, the truth, and the news.
That officially now makes you the #1 most requested guest in Sideline. It has to be.
I think so.
So that means you're going to have to pull up now. You're going to have to miss a bingo night at least once or twice. Money-making night.
I'm just, I don't even know where this conversation began.
It began with me confirming a date. And I did not, but keep in mind, I did not name drop you at all.
That's what I mean. Am I living rent-free in Matt Palangi? Oh, now I sound like Trump. Am I living in Matt Palangi's head rent-free?
Actually, I'm going to take this a different direction. I think Matt Palangi actually sees value in you. I would make the argument that he sees value in you because him saying that you're a rage baiter, which you are, him saying that you are a rage baiter.
Not like co-host thinks I am too. Wait, well.
Well, I've known that. But,
what?
Now that I think he sees value in you because he sees how you get me all riled up, right?
Ooh, and nobody else does.
Nobody else gets me riled up. Nick Shermito was close on sideline. I will say that he was very close to get me riled up. I kept my composure. I feel like Matt knows, hey, Austin, I know you're talented enough to do sideline. Let's bring Nicholas Brown here, who's equally as talented, and that'll get under your skin so that we can see the real Austin Cairns on camera, and then have me and you have our little banter that we do.
That'd be every week.
It would be every week.
It would probably be the most watched show in Point Park.
So we're going to make it official?
I guess.
Sideline, you better watch out. We're doomed.
No, we're not doomed. They're doomed because I can easily get under your skin. JFK.
Don't you? Well, if you don't mind me taking over for a second, you've done a great job.
I mean, taking over.
We have one last topic we're going to talk about since we're getting close to our hour.
What do we have to talk about?
I think you know what it is. It's time we talk a little, someone may or may not have got traded from one team
to
another
Micah
team.
Parsons.
Yeah, I think that's a good ending topic today.
Well, then I have to mention two other things that I think are very important.
Okay.
That I never told you about.
Oh, okay.
But you should know about this. Yes. This is like heartbreaking news. Former Dallas star Micah Parsons has now been traded to the Green Bay Packers.
For what? 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark.
For 2 first-round picks.
And Kenny Clark.
I'm baffled, but I'm also not baffled because this is the way Jerry Jones works, and this is the Jerry Jones world. Michael was recently seen sleeping on the table at a game, and that, I think, just kind of led everything to downhill. Micah says, nobody's reaching out. Nobody wants to negotiate. Jerry says, we're in Jerry's world. Him now going to the Green Bay Packers means a lot of things. He is an all-star, in my opinion. I don't know if you'll agree.
Fully.
I think this kind of signifies Green Bay a little bit and kind of gives them the boost that Jordan Love needs. and the team. This does impact Dallas Cowboys season, and especially the Super Bowl chance, but only by a little bit.
A little bit?
Only by a little bit.
Huh?
According to my new stats that I've run as soon as this morning, we are now at a 90% chance.
90? The hell?
90.
No.
90.
Oh my gosh.
Are we clipping this one too? 90?
Yes. Oh, we're clipping this one. 90?
We are at a 90% chance that Dallas still has a chance to make it to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. You look like you're ready to kill me, do something.
Just go ahead.
That's according to my arithmetics and my knowledge and Kalshi and all the betting markets. We shall see how this kind of shapes up because Dallas has a week 1 big-time game against the Philadelphia Eagles at Philly. This game is not only going to set how the season goes for both teams, but also how Dallas's new head coach, Brian Schottenheimer, can perform without all-star wide receiver Micah Parsons.
You're high.
I'm just giving you the news. I'm giving you the facts, the truth, the news. The Eagles are going to have a challenging season. You're like fired up already. Hey, buddy, can I just tell you it's not sideline?
Dude, I've got
It's not sideline. I think the Eagles have a great team. They're ready to go. I just think Nick Sirianni is like, we're just in this lull moment. Yes, they won the Super Bowl last year, but I'm eager because they made a lot of new moves in the offseason. I'm eager to see how week 1 goes and to see how Dallas responds to this move and to seeing if they can fill the gaps and fill the lull in this team. Yes, I know you're going to throw the stat at me that Brian Schottenheimer, new head coaches never got to the Super Bowl, all that. But I think this is a turning point for Dallas, and Brian boosts the chance just a little bit. Take it from here. I set the stage. How do you respond?
First and foremost, before I get to that egregious take that you just spewed on Steel City Commuters.
Spewed? I just gave you the facts.
Before I get to that, let me talk about Green Bay for a second. I got laughed at on 2 Jagoffs when I said that Green Bay was going to be the division favorites. And I said this before the Micah Parsons trade. I said that I believe that this is the year where Jordan Love will start to get comfortable. I said this is the year where the defense actually looks like it's going to show up. And they actually have solid depth this year. So as long as the receivers stay healthy, I see Green Bay going to the conference championship and actually winning the NFC North. With Micah Parsons now added to this team, they may be the Super Bowl favorites out of the NFC. Not the Super Bowl favorites to win the whole thing necessarily, but I could see them coming out of the NFC Championship now against Philly. This is a big deal for Green Bay. Very happy with it. It sucks losing Kenny Clark. He's a guy that can move around a lot, but only 2 first-round picks and him. I feel like Dallas could have got a lot more. They fleeced Dallas. Obviously, only time will tell to see what those 2 first-round picks end up being, because obviously that can change the trajectory. Who knows? Dallas could get their franchise quarterback or another star out of it. We'll just have to wait and see. But for the time being, Dallas got robbed. Now let's talk about your Cowboys.
It's not sideline, so you can chill down.
No, it's not sideline, which means I can flip out. Listen, I'm restricted on sideline.
Oh, that is true.
I don't know in what world you got. This goes back to Matt Palangi. He's right. You are a rage baiter. You are rage baiting right now. You didn't even have the Cowboys in the Super Bowl #1. We had your Super Bowl prediction. You had a different team. You had the Eagles. You had the Eagles and Chiefs running it back. But long story short, I will say this. This now falls on only one man. One man is going to prove whether or not this Dallas Cowboys team is even worthy of having discussions about. And it's not Micah Parsons. It's not Schottenheimer. Hell, it's not even CD or George Pickens. It is Dak Prescott. Where was Dak Prescott this entire time in the negotiating process with Micah Parsons? As the star quarterback of your franchise, you're telling me you don't have any say in what goes on? You're telling me Patrick Mahomes didn't have any say in helping Chris Jones be brought back? You're telling me Aaron Rodgers didn't have no say in TJ Watt being brought back? You're telling me that other quarterbacks over the time of NFL history did not have say in, hey, maybe we should pay this player to help us build a team? The quarterback is the leader. The quarterback is the captain of a football team. You're telling me Dak Prescott, not one single time he made any media presence during this whole negotiation process until after Michael was traded. And Dak says, and I quote, well, they had negotiations. Maybe something could have got worked out. It kind of sucks to see him go, but we're focused on the future now. We're focused on the future. Really? You're focused on the future? Why weren't you focused on building back a better future? Because we all know good and damn well that bringing Micah Parsons back is what actually brings the Cowboys' chances up. But now that he's gone, I'm sorry, Nick, it was never at a 95. But if we were at a 95, it's down to the ground now.
We're down to 90.
Because guess what?
90.
No, we're not. The Commanders, they brought back Terry McLaurin.
90.
The Eagles, they're pretty much running back the same team. And the Giants, as bad and pathetic as they are, which I do believe
they have no chance. Don't even go there.
Well, they will be below Dallas. I will give them that. Don't be surprised if they win a couple of games this year, too, against some of their fellow opponents.
90% chance for Dallas. That is what the arithmetics say.
Okay. But that is a great way to end off the episode. Wow. Nice job.
Also, Steelers, Jets this week. It's on CBS.
Yes, we'll do quick predictions then. Not
even quick predictions because it's against the Jets, Aaron Rodgers' former team. We have Evan Washburn, J.J. Watt, and Ian Eagle on the call. CBS, tune in to 11:30. KDK Sports preview with Charlie Batch, Bob Pompiani. They'll get your predictions. They'll have the game details. Two things before we end off. First, it's been a very active weekend in Pittsburgh. I don't know if you checked your email, but there's been a lot of attempted assaults near campus.
Yeah, prayers to everybody.
Just want to shout out Point Park Police for doing their job. At the time of this recording, both incidents have been resolved. Both suspects have been captured. We are praying for everybody's safety, and we are probably going to be reaching out to Corey O'Connor and Mayor Ed Gainey. Would love to get them on the podcast, like to get their take on what's happening in Pittsburgh. As we know, Trump is starting to send in National Guards to different cities. We don't have time to talk about that because that's not my expertise, and talking about judges and all rules. But then also, we have a very special event that's going to be happening in October, the Day of Giving event with two Jagoffs.
Wednesday, October 29th at the Fishbowl from 5 to 7. Happy hour starts at 4. Make sure you bring your student ID.
I surely will be at happy hour. I will need it after a lackluster day.
You're not 21.
Shh. I look 21. I can just start growing the beard again.
Grow the beard and you'll be fine. Get a fake ID. But you'll be fine. I'm just
all
kidding.
right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning into another episode of Steel City Commuters. Next week, we have a very special guest joining us. Can't reveal who, but he's a two Jagoffs favorite. Been on several times, so you're not going to want to miss that. Nick, nice job today. You led the entire conversation. You should do this more often. This was great.
I was prepared for a change.
You were prepared. You did a really nice job. I wasn't stressed at all. I actually got to enjoy myself this episode. So.
Oh, were you?
Yes.
That's good then.
Well, thank you all again so much. Make sure you go like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Peace.